Now, on that note, the other thing that's happening at the White House, some of the big global automakers have stopped by for meetings. And speaking of global automakers, the CEO of a firm called Global Automakers, John Bozzella, joins us now from Washington, D.C. John, always good to see you. I know Daimler and Volkswagen, BMW, some of your friends heading over to the White House today to make their case. And I guess it'd say no tariffs, no tariffs. Anything you can tell us in terms of progress?
Well, look, these companies that you're talking about are indeed American companies as well as global companies, right? Think about it. They're building thousands of vehicles in Tennessee and Alabama and South Carolina, and they're building them not only for American consumers, but for export around the world. That's why the trade issue is so important. But really, look, this is about investment in the United States to make a more vibrant and thriving industry. That's what these discussions are about.
So that trend where companies that aren't based in a country, whether it's Toyota in, I guess, Lexington, Kentucky, right? And there's other plants, whether it's BMW in South Carolina, or if it's General Motors in China. That trend of making cars in country is only going to expand given the current environment?
Yeah, I think you're right. Look, companies want to build where they sell or near where they sell for a number of reasons. One, it's good to be close to the customer, to understand customer needs and wants, and to be able to respond to those. It obviously makes sense to have a regional supply chain and to continue to manage cost as long as you're in a competitive environment. Right. My concern with the tariff discussion is that we're making the United States a less competitive place to build cars and trucks. That's certainly true with the steel and aluminum tariffs, which are raising the cost of auto production here in the United States.
But explain to us, somebody might listen to you and say, well, okay, John, then if you could just make the car in country, that eliminates the tariff concern. But it's much more complicated than that.
Yeah, Connell, it really is. First of all, as you pointed out, all these companies are global companies, no matter where their headquarters is. And so that means they have global supply chains. And so these tariffs are not only on the vehicles, but on the auto parts. And what we don't want to do is put up walls that move innovation and investment in new technologies to other markets around the world. We want to do that work here. More electric vehicles here, more automated vehicles here. So it's important to create a vibrant environment that brings that investment to this country.
Final point. What's your read? I mean, you talked to a lot of people in Washington, and you have to have some sort of a read on what's going on or what the president's end goal is in all of this. When he comes out, as he did on Twitter today, and says, yeah, we're going to start these negotiations with China, and we hope we can make a deal. Is that kind of his bias? Is that where he starts off, that he wants to make some sort of a deal that would be good for free traders? People would look at it at the end of the day, say, hey, this is good for free traders. Or do you look at that other tweet that says, I'm a tariff man, and we're bringing in billions from these tariffs, and, basically, hey, if that's how it has to be, that's how it has to be. Is that where he starts? What's his philosophy on trade, to the best you can pick it up?
Yeah, that's a good question, and that's obviously a question for the president and for the administration. But I think the concern here is, look, there are significant issues in the trading relationship between the United States and China, and we heard some of that in your previous reporting. We've got to resolve those problems. The question is, how do we do that? And I think the talks are encouraging. A break in the hostilities is a good thing, but let's get a deal. Let's move forward to reduce tariffs and to increase opportunities for American companies like the companies in South Carolina, Alabama, and Tennessee to export around the world. That's the future of this auto industry.
And we've just been told by our team at the White House that the president will meet in person with the CEOs of the three big German automakers that are there today, including Dieter Zetsche, who, by the way, is apparently still the CEO of Daimler, right? But I believe he's on his way out. But they are all there. The president will meet with them in person. John Bozzella, good to see you, and thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you, Connell.